Now the second tune, Give Me Your Hand.
I served my master for 7 long years, no longer could I stay, till I felt caught in a pretty girl. 'Twas a little now and then. I was ashamed to marry her, for I was so young a man. I went to her sister's house at 8 o'clock at night, and little did she think that I owed her any spice. I took her to the field so green and to the meadows gay, and there we sat and talked a while for to fix the wedding day. I took a stick off on the hair dry, laid the body down. Then the blood of innocence came paying from the wound. When she on bending knees did fall and loud for mercy cry, oh, Jimmy dear, don't murder me, for I'm not fit to die. I took her by the curly locks, I dragged her to grow so green, until I came to some riverside, and there I throwed her in. And with the blood of innocence, my hands and clothes were dyed. Instead of being a pitiless cub, she ought to have been my bride. I went unto my master's house at 12 o'clock at night. He quickly came to let me in, and he quickly struck a light. When the master began for to question me, what stains my hands and clothes, the answer that I had for him, 'twas the bleeding of my nose. About 9 weeks after this pretty girl was found, down the river floated
There's something about mountains makes modern men dare climb to the summit for summit that's there. There's something about life has a self-same attraction, evoking a frantically upward reaction. But only the single mind gets to the top. Who stops to admire the view only drops. So take my advice once you get off the ground. When climbing the ladder, don't ever look down. The very first principle in your career is not what you are, it's how you appear. So by all means do nothing, but do look dynamic. So it's hands out of trousers and into your jacket. Put a big desk between you and anyone visiting. Ignore what they say, but appear to be listening. Keep your hair smooth and comb it away from your ears. Smile at inferiors and swipe their ideas. Push lots of paper and people around. When climbing the ladder, don't ever look down. Be seen in smart restaurants and expense account bistros, 'cause science has proved it. You are what you eat. So learn table manners and all their taboos. Throw soup over your partner, but never on you. Use a serviette always, but call it a napkin. Fish and chips are anathema. Pork pie's disgusting. Have an air of refinement. Choose cheeses that smell. And garlic's ideal as a hoi polloi repellent. Approach every dish with a connoisseur's frown. And when climbing the ladder, don't ever look down. To make the wrong noises is socially harmful. So stop saying like. Start using for example. Keep a stiff lower jaw and just talk through your teeth. Try it, talk through your teeth. Call potted meat pate and cheese pie is gotcha quiche. Call breakfast brunch. It's dinner time. It's luncheon. Call a spade what you like, but for Christ's sake don't touch one. Turn Bath into Bath and Newcastle's Newcastle. Make Norwich rhyme with porridge. Say grass as in also. Wrap a minimum of sense in a maximum of sound. And when climbing the ladder, don't ever look down. Cultivate a signature nobody can decipher. Accessorize your wrist with a gadget to die for. Put on your tie, say goodbye to the pub. Open your wallet, join an exclusive club. Like a golf club, perhaps, which is where one plays golf. Or a squash club speaks for itself. Stop trying to please, get out and impress. Shake hands and rub shoulders with only the best. rid of the rabbits, run with the hounds. And when climbing the ladder, don't ever look down. When climbing the ladder, don't ever look, never look down. Oh my goodness. Yes, a plastic garden box is just what I want to keep me tools in. Straight up, no fooling, ordered online, free delivery, fine, rat-a-tat. And there it is, flat packed, and look at that. It's double bubble wrapped. Squeak, pop, crack, and finally it's out. 6 pieces. Oh, it's looking pretty easy, but blast and damn can't find a diagram. I know what. It must be trapped in the double bubble wrap that wrapped that flat pack. But where the heck's that? Hey, she's put it in a bag, a big black bin bag. She's at the wheelie bin. Hey, bring it back, missus. Get a pair of scissors. Squeak, pop, crack. Now we're on the right track with a double bubble wrap that wrapped that flat pack. Right, flat pack puzzle. Which one is up? This bit's the top. No, it's the base. No, it's not. After half an hour, the moon's getting sour. We're getting nowhere except in each other's hair. We're trapped. We're caught in the double trouble bubble wrap puzzle pack flat pack trap. This is the drastic plastic flat pack fiasco. Bang it in a big black bin bag, Jack, and then you whack it in your wheelie bin. Go, go, and do that double trouble bubble wrap puzzle pack flat pack trap. Wrap. She says, it's typical of you when you DIY, save time, save money. You save nothing. Garden box, you say, looks more like a coffin. There she is, hands on hips. Flat packs flatten this relationship. This is the drastic plastic flat pack catastrophe. Bung it in a big black bin bag, Jack, and then you whack it in your wheelie bin. Go, go, and do that double trouble bubble wrap puzzle pack flat pack trap. By the time she's finished, I'm down on my knees, middle finger gone numb, big bruises on my thumbs. The box has collapsed and she's not impressed, and I'm doing my nut while she's touching, going pop, pop, pop with the double bubble wrap and snap. What's that? Oh drat! I've done me back. This was the drastic plastic flat pack debacle. Bung it in a big black bin bag, Jack, and then you whack it in your wheelie bin. Go, 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 do that double trouble bubble wrap puzzle pack flat pack trap wrap. I'm knackered by the double trouble bubble wrap flat pack. Knackered by the double trouble bubble wrap flat pack. Knackered by the double trouble bubble wrap flat pack. Knackered by the double trouble bubble wrap. Struggled with the puzzle, get muddled and befuddled with the frantic pack snapping flat pack trap wrap. Clap trap.
Racing Clippers by Cicely Fox Smith. I've not made much in my life, Lord knows. I'm a has-been through and through. I mean, as far as I've mostly got with the things I've meant to do. Of mucking me chances and blowing me pay, I reckon I've had my share. But I was one of the clansman's crowd when she raced the Robin Adair. There was Dan and Clancy and Liverpool Bill, and they were the pick of the lot. And a Glasgow lad as skenned like mad, but his name I've clean forgot. A big buck scouse and a cross-eyed Swede, and a fella from the County Clare. Them was the chaps in the starboard watch when we raced the Robin Adair. And Dan was lost off the topsail yard on the Polestar long ago. And Clancy he dived the knife aside in a dive in Callao. As for Bill, he's married and living ashore, and the rest of 'em, Lord knows where, as I sailed with once in the clansman's crowd when we raced the Robin Adair. Neck and neck to the snares he was, and then it started to blow, and soon the clansman was reeling him off a steady 17 knots or so, and the skipper grinned as he paced the poop, but that was the weather for her. And I'm thinking we've seen the last, says he, of that wonderful Robin Adair. But there comes a time as he climbed the trade, the day was just begun, when we sighted a ship hull down astern and coming along like fun. The old man clipped his glass to his eye, and you should have heard him swear, for out of the south, with a ball in her mouth, up romps the Robin Adair. We started piling the canvas on, and it had to stop there too. It was breezing up when we sighted her first, and afore it was dark it blew. I've seen some carries on in me time, but I tell you, he made me stare, cracking it on a Biscoe gale, just to beat the Robin Adair. But we made the London River at last. It was 12 by St. George's clock. It counted the chimes as we made her fast as the boys of the London dock. And we'd won that race from the width of the world with a tail of the tide to spare. That was the way of it long ago, when we raced the Robin Adair. The grand old ships have gone to chips these 14 years and more. They sold her away to a Diego bunch, and the blighters, they ran her ashore. And somewhere round by the Ramillies, and south of the Straits Lemaire, with the fishes cruising among the ribs, you'll find the Robin Adair. There ain't no racing clippers now, nor ever will be again, and most of the ships are gone by now, the same as most of the men. And nobody's left but a few old shells like us in the world to care for the great old skippers and the great old ships and the great old days they were, and the way we had in the Wool Fleet once when we raced the Robin Adair. Precisely Foxsmith. And now, just to show how well Precisely Foxsmith knew about life on board, the lee fore brace. There was 10 men hauling on the lee fore brace in the rain and the driving hail, and the mile-long greybeards charging by in the thundering Cape Horn gale. That dark it was, you scarce could see your hand before your face. That cold it was, your fingers froze stiff as they gripped the brace. And Christ, Dan, for a night in port and a Diego fiddler's tune, and just one whiff of the drinks again in a Callao saloon. There were 10 men hauling on the lee fore brace when the big sea broke on board. Like a steaming spate of flowing flood, right fore and aft it roared. While the ship she staggered and lay so still, so deep, so dead lay she. You'd think she could not rise again from such a weight of sea. There was 10 men hauling on the lee fore brace, 7 when she rose at last. The rest was gone to the pitch dark night and the sea and the ice cold blast. And one of them was Diego Pete, and one was Lars the Dane, and the third was a lad whose like on earth I shall not find again. And I'll heave and I'll haul and I'll stand me wheel, and reef and furl with the rest, for wind and sea's gone the same when they took and drowned the best. And it ain't no use to curse the Lord, nor it ain't no use to moan, for a man must live his life the same and keep his grief his own. So I'll drink me drink and sing me song, and nobody'll know but me. A lump of my heart went down, Dan, that night in the wild Horn Sea. Precisely Foxsmith. And now to finish off this spot, another poem by John J. Bell, The Ships. For many years I've watched the ships a-sailing to and fro, the mighty ships, the little ships, the speedy and the slow, and many a time I told myself that some day I would go around the world that is so full of wonders. The swift and sturdy liners, how they run without a rest, the great 3 masters, they've touched the east and told the west, the monster burden bearers, oh they all have all plunged and pressed around the world that is so full of wonders. The cruiser and the battleship that loom as dark as doubt, the devilish destroyer and the hateful, hideous scout, these deadly things may also rush with roar and snarl and shout around the world that is so full of wonders. My lord, he owns a grand white yacht, most beautiful and fine, but seldom does she leave the firth, lest he should fail to dine. I'd find 1,000 richer feasts than his, if she were mine, around the world that is so full of wonders. The shabby tramp that like a wedge is hammered through the seas, the little brown-sailed brigantine that traps the slightest breeze. Oh, I'd be well content to fare aboard the least of these, around the world that is so full of wonders. The things I've heard, the things I've read, the things I've dreamt might be, the boys' tales, the old man's yarns, they will not pass from me. I've heard, I've read, I've dreamed, but all the time I've longed to see, around the world that is so full of wonders. So year by year I've watched the ships a-sailing to and fro, the ships that come as strangers, and the ships I've learnt to know. Folks smile to her, the old man, that some day he will go, around the world that is so full of wonders. John J. Bell. Thank you.
Take the woolen clothing out, wrap up warm when you go out. The wind is cold and there's no doubt when autumn comes again. Light the fire in the grave, it's getting dark, don't stay out late. Winter's coming and that's our fate, when autumn comes again. Mellow mist and fruitfulness put away the summer dress. Wish Jack Frost the very best when autumn comes again. Bring the harvest from the field, earth provides a bounteous deal, and fill the place with nature's yield when autumn comes again. Winter winds begin to blow, soon the fields are wreathed in snow. The wheel is turning, we all know, when autumn comes again. Nature sleeps until the spring, church bells chime, the robin sings, all the gifts that Mother Nature brings when autumn comes again.